Hi there. In this video, I will cover the filters of our platform, starting from the TeamScan page, moving into Insights, Objectives. Afterwards, we'll also cover Nodes, and I will finish up with the admin part of the platform. So inside TeamScan, as well as in much other places of the platform, such as insights or objectives, you will be able to find the same set of filters, which are going to be split in different categories. On top of the page, we have demographic filters. So the age filter will only appear if age transparency is turned on for your organization. Otherwise, we have gender, time in role, time in company. Then we have the Q7 dimensions filter, so you can filter on the different questions from the TeamScan. Afterwards, we have some organizational filters, and we have some others that might cover other needs that we might have. So starting from the demographic filters, as I said, the age filter will only appear if your age transparency is switched on. So in this case, we can select a filter and then choose the options inside this extra little window that appears here. So I can choose people from a different, I can choose people from different age groups. So I can click on the side and this will display all the people from that filter. Then I can cover the Q7 dimensions filters. Well, we have the global score. We have some the other questions of the team scan. So we have expectations profile and performance, for example. So we can look at those. For global score, we can either choose all the area of strength team members. So I will make my and then click on the side so that the filter gets activated. I can remove this one now. Then I can look at the expectations profile. So I can see, for example, all of the coordinators in my platform. And on top of this, I can also filter on performance. So for example, I want to see all the coordinators that are in good and high standards, for example. So I will make this selection and I have my team here. So as you can see, good and high standards are only in performance, and all of the expectations profiles are coordinators. Except for that, I can also choose area of strength or area of attention or area or of risk. So I can choose, for example, area of attention to see all of my coordinators that in performance are yellow. Later, I can move on to, this is how you clear a filter, by the way. On this little button here, you can clear all of the filters that you have previously selected. Then we have the organization filter. In here, the most interesting one is in particular the departments filter. So here I have the possibility to select multiple departments that are linked together. For example, when I hover over sales, you see this little rectangle appearing that shows you that the departments below, as you can also see here, are a branch under sales. So I have the option now to select all departments below. So for example, at this moment, I have choose departments individually. But if I choose departments hierarchy, then if I click on sales, it will select all the departments below. Of course, I can also clear this filter. I can also search a department if I have a very big organization and it's not so visible in my view like this. I can, for example, search for sales, and this will highlight the department I need. So this will make my search easier if necessary. So I will just choose department hierarchy again and sales, and then I will click OK. So I will see all of my team members that are in sales. On top of this, if this is interesting for you, you can add extra columns in your view. So for example, I want to see everyone that is in those 4 departments, but I also want to see who is the manager of those people. So I can activate the manager column. So I have a clear idea of who is in this team. I can also sort, for example, by manager. So I have all of the people from the departments I selected, plus I've sorted them by manager so I can see the teams by manager, right? So I'm going to remove this filter now. In some cases, when you're preparing a talent review, you might want to use the save filter option. So if I go again and activate another filter, so for example, we could cover the managed by filter. So this one, together with the exclude someone filter, will help you create your talent review groups. So in managed by, I can make a selection of different managers. For example, I can select Jake, Isaac, and Dax. And these are their team members. Remember, if you have selected a team member and a manager in the same group, which is not a usual case when you have one talent review and both the team member and the manager are in the same group, because one of these people is reporting to another, in this case, Dax is reporting to Jake actually, we have Dax also appear in this selection. Normally, this filter will only show you the direct reports of the people, but since we have both Jake and Dax in the same group, then Dax is also appearing in this group. We might want to exclude Dax so that Dax does not see his own team scan in the talent review, right? So when the screen is shared, Dax will not be reviewed in this session, and he should not see his own team scan. So to do this, I will use the exclude members filter, and I will find Dax, select him, and he will disappear from my group. Now, to save this filter, I might want to use the Save Filters button. So I can name my filter Talent Review Date, whatever my date is. Save it. Now I can clear my filters. And if at a later stage, when the talent review actually comes, I can reactivate that filter by going on Load Filters, and I can select it. And it will make the same selection of people here. Now, moving on to insights, since I've already activated some filters inside the team scan, these filters will persist and they will apply themselves also to the analytics here. So I will look at the analytics filtered by the same filters that I've applied in the team scan. I can also remove these filters so I can view the whole population inside the analytics. Of course, that also applies to, distribution charts we'll look at in a minute, but it also applies to quick insights and the talent 9-box grid. For the distribution charts, the filters don't work exactly the same. The distribution charts allow us to compare different parts of the company one to another. So to do this, I can use different filters, and as you can see, I have a limited selection of filters here. I don't see them all. So in this case, I can use the managed by filter, for example, and I can compare two teams, how they're operating compared one to another. So I can choose, for example, the team of Jake and the team of Dejuan. And I can see the company, right? And I can see then how does the team of Jake operate compared to the Dejuan team, right? I can also select a different option here, so I don't only compare general the global scores, but I can compare different variables. So I can compare, for example, the gender distribution. I can compare role profile distribution. And I can compare many other things that are linked to the Q7 model. So vision values, for example, I can view the different, we have prima donnas, emerging, and so on. We have the different options from the vision and values question. I can do the same for departments. So if I go again to select filters and I select departments, and I can compare, for example, the marketing department compared to the sales department. And these filters will persist, of course, also inside the quick insights and inside the talent page. So moving on to objectives, I have the same filters that obviously persist. If I remove those filters, I can see the full scope that I have access to. So I have the option to select the same filters that I could select inside the team scan. Inside nodes, the filtering is slightly different. So the filtering is not by default activated here. So I can activate it myself if I click on this filtering icon. And here I have the option to filter by author, team member, node type, and date range. So for authors, for example, I can choose Maya, who is the HRBP of Finance and Operations, and I can see all the notes that were taken by Maya. I can also filter by team member. well, Destiny doesn't have any notes here, but if they did, then I would be able to see them. Maybe I can instead filter by Emil. So we will see all the notes related to Emil. I can also filter by note type. So if you remember, when you're saving a note, you have the option to select between the 4 management practices, and then you have a note summary or a to-do. So I can select all the to-dos and I can view all the to-dos in my platform. To do this, by the way, you can also activate extra columns. So you can have an extra view here. So I can see that all of them are actually to-dos. I can see the author and the date of the note. And I can also filter on a date range. So for example, I can filter on all the notes taken between the 1st of August and, well, 1st of October, for example. So if you don't select a date here, then it considers today as the last day of the notes. Now moving into the admin section, I will find some filters in users and in team members. So inside users, I can see that I can filter by role, so the role of the users, and I can filter by activity, so whether they're active or inactive. Inside team members, I have the same option for departments, so here I can also choose a department hierarchy, for example, sales, and I can view all of my team members inside that department. If I want to unselect this filter, I can just click on the plus and then clear all. Go to OK, and then I will see the whole company again. Inside manager, I can choose the manager, so I can view the team members of that particular manager. Then I have manage. Is manager or is not manager. So I can filter on is manager, and I can see all of my managers in my company. I can add some extra columns that will allow me to have some more filters. For example, pending invitation is an interesting one, where you can filter on whether someone has received an invitation but has not accepted it yet. In my case, I don't have any such team members. And then I have the active filter, so I can filter on active or inactive team members. So I can view all of my inactive, for example, team members. The default filter here is, by the way, active, so you can by default view only your active team members, but if you wish, you can also view the inactive ones in case. Next, we can view the filters inside RDP. So here I can filter by role family, I can filter by JEP, reporting to role, so I can see who is reporting to the role accounting manager. I can I can filter by published or draft, so I can view all of my drafts, and then these are the ones that are still not public and need to be published, so I can go here and publish this one. And then inside objectives, I can also filter with the same filters as I had in the front end for team scan and objectives and so on, but I can also filter by status and by cycles. So, for example, if I want to view only my 2024 cycles, I don't have any missed, but let's see if I have all. Indeed, I have other ones, so I can filter by at risk. So these are all of my objectives from the 2024 cycle. I hope this video was helpful for you, and thank you for watching.